Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, and I know that seems weird because I usually start these vlogs off on Monday, but I have been doing nothing but like editing videos and working on behind the scenes stuff. I just released some digital resources for estheticians, so I created like an editable employee handbook, put out my guest experience ebook, and then I put out some like downloadable client dialogues and stuff, just like different little resources to help estheticians and spa owners. So I've been working on that. I was in the spa yesterday evening, so after this clip, I will show you one of my clients, and I'm about to start recording my new podcast, and that is Ronni's Truth Serum. And it's kind of designed to be more of like a unfiltered opinion, experience-based podcast. So it's a little bit different than when I post on YouTube. Obviously, each week I've got different videos that I put out on my YouTube, as you know. So I have my weekly vlog that comes out every Monday. And then I've got a short, like 4 to 8 minute video I post every Wednesday that's more of like, it's more for like different topics. So like I might educate in that, my God, I look crazy. I might educate in that topic or share like an opinion, or it might be like empowering, but it's meant to be like short and to the point. And then, I should step back. I also started releasing vlog spotlights because obviously if you watch my vlogs, there's times where like this, like where I'm talking to the camera, and sometimes there's some interesting things that I want to share. And so those clips I put out on their own in case people didn't want to watch like the entire vlog. Aside from all of that, you know, obviously my educational videos on YouTube, they're more of a polished version. A vlog is kind of like me, a little bit more unpolished in my day-to-day, so that, you know, there's a lot of people that ask like, what does an esthetician do in a day? And I want to see like what they do before I, you know, get into the industry or whatever. I just feel like it was beneficial for people to see that. So that's why I started doing it. Well, I kind of wanted to take it a step further. And so that's why I created this podcast, which the podcast is going to be housed in my private esthetician network called Esthetician Empowerment Network. But yeah, so I wanted to do something there that's a little bit more exclusive. I'm able to kind of let loose a little bit more. It's private. I can talk a little bit more openly and freely about opinions or my experiences or whatever. But yeah, it's just meant to be also kind of like an educational standpoint too, where we talk about different educational things, but I'm also giving you this education based on my experiences and things that I've been through. So that's pretty much why I created it. And I do think that there's going to be a lot of value within this podcast as far as like what you're going to get out of it and what I'm going to talk about. So I am going to be filming. I'm going to try to batch film. So if you do end up signing up for the podcast, which I will put it in the link of this description of this video so that you can join, but there will be an episode each week. And it'll be like longer format, obviously longer than the content that I put out on, you know, YouTube and TikTok and all of that stuff. So it will be more involved, more information, and like I said, more raw and real. So that's what I'm going to work on today. I'm going to get some of that batched. So that's what I was going to say. If you do end up signing up and you see me wearing the same thing in each episode, ignore that. Like I said, this is supposed to be raw and unfiltered. I'm not even putting on foundation for this podcast today. I'm just going to see, because I want it to be authentically me. I don't want it to look perfectly polished. I want it to be real, honest, authentic. I just want estheticians, like I think the beauty industry a lot of the time can make things look packaged, perfect, fit into a mold. And that is just not me and never has been me. And I think I've really struggled in this industry because of that. So I really want to use this podcast to normalize that you don't have to fit into a mold or a box or anything like that. You know, there are real, raw, and authentic people out there who want to give you the honest truth based on their experiences and stuff. So I want to kind of dive into that. I'm going to get those episodes recorded and posted, and keep an eye out on my social media. So sd.ronni is my Instagram and my TikTok, so you might see it there. And then you can also follow me on Facebook at Ronni Whisner. And yeah, just stay tuned for all of that. It will be a subscription-based podcast, mostly because of the amount of information and the amount of authenticity I'm putting into it. I really wanted to make it worthwhile, and so that is why I put a subscription fee on it, because it's going to be, again, like I said, raw, unfiltered, honest stuff that I felt like I didn't want just out there for anyone to see. I wanted people who genuinely want to have this information and use it to their advantage. I wanted them, this is for them, basically. So if you just want to stick to free content, stick to my YouTube channel. I'll still be posting there. But as far as my podcast, it will be in the Esthetician Empowerment Network. Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, and I've got a pretty busy day today of clients. I've got morning clients, I got evening clients. I got a little gap in my day, so that'll be nice just to take a break, because I think I have a total of like 5 clients or something. So somehow they all fell on today, even though I try to work 10 to 2:30 or 2:30 to 7, but just the way it worked out today. Just to give a little update on what I've been up to, because I feel like this vlog hasn't been very vloggy like at all. Hopefully I'll get some stuff today with clients though. We'll see who is comfortable with that. I am trying to wear less makeup today so that my skin can breathe. I'm trying to make sure my skin is as good as possible for the wedding. So yeah, anyway, I did a peel on myself. I think it was like Tuesday I did another peel on myself. So I didn't film it, but yeah, I did another peel. Anyway, yesterday I filmed 3 separate videos. One I filmed for like my weekly educational video. That's usually like anywhere from like 4 to 8 minutes on, you know, a certain topic or opinion. And then I also filmed my episode 0, so the pilot for my new podcast, Ronni's Truth Serum. So that launched yesterday. So if you haven't seen anything about that yet, or if you want to watch the video, I uploaded the pilot to my YouTube channel. So you should be able to see that there. But episode 1 will come out next week, and that will actually be housed in my private network. So definitely go check that out. It's going to be more like unfiltered, honest, raw type of content. And we're going to kind of get more real about my experiences, mistakes, lessons I've learned along the way over the last 14 years as an esthetician. So yeah, I'm actually going to get off of here though, because I need to eat my boiled eggs so that I can get through my clients this morning. And I brought a smoothie with me today, so that'll get me through. And then during my break, I might get like a snack or something. So I got a big shipment of Sorella Apothecary today. I started something new that I hope will be helpful to people. A lot of people are, you know, struggling financially right now, at least the people that I know anyway. And so I'm trying to find a way to allow people to still get their skincare and like a monthly facial without actually having to like come in the spa and pay the money to get it done, because it costs more money to get treatments done because you're paying for the product we're using, our time. You're probably thinking about the tip you have to pay at the end, or you don't have to, but you know, multiple things like that. So to keep that in consideration, and you also on top of a facial are investing into your daily skincare. So I created these like facial kits basically. These were already created by Sorella. These are basically just like little like starter kits, but I thought it would be a good idea because it reminded me when I was a kid. Before, like, there were really a lot of people doing facials as like a regular thing or taking care of their skin health. Proactive actually had like a subscription, and I thought, you know, that could be a really good idea for people to do like a monthly subscription, get their normal products each month, and then also wanted to take it a step further and do like samples of your treatment. Okay, I had to pause the video because I wanted to get some of these facial kits put together so I could better talk about them. The kits kind of look, well, they do look like this. See if I can get like a better shot, but they all pretty much come like with what you would need through the month or your day-to-day. So this one in particular is for the thirst trap, which is more for dry, dehydrated skin, or anybody that's dealing with any sort of fine lines, wrinkles, aging in general. So this one's great. But what comes with it is all 4 products. So you have a cleanser, and they're all kind of different based on your skin type, but you have a cleanser, a toner, and then a serum and a moisturizer with this one. You also get a mask sample and a enzyme sample or an exfoliant sample. And that way you can probably get about 2 to 3 potentially treatments out of the samples. And so in the month, instead of coming in with us to do treatments, you could do a facial on yourself at home with the 2 samples. In your first kit, you get this bag here. You get all of these products. You get a spatula that is awesome. And then you get a fan brush and you get these samples for your facial. And on the back here, this talks a little bit more about like your kit and how to use it. And I also determine like when you're gonna do your enzyme and masking within the month. So this kind of eliminates the provider. You're not gonna get massage, obviously. This is something that is more for people that they wanna still get quality skincare and some of the advanced stuff that you do at the spa without actually having to like come into the spa and spend even more money. So I do have a couple other ones. We've got one for breakouts and combination skin, anyone that's more on the oily side. Again, same things you're getting in this one. You're getting the cleanser, the toner. Oh my God. Okay, this one you're getting the cleanser, the toner, you're getting a serum, and you're also getting a moisturizer. So pretty much the essentials that you would need. And again, moisturizer, exfoliant, fan brush, and spatula. Okay, and we have also the Youthful Spell. This one again is really great for aging, but more specifically any sort of brightening that you may need if you're struggling with age spots, sunspots, scarring of any sort, maybe post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation from breakouts or melasma or anything like that. But that's for this kit. And I have one more kit that is the Crafted Comfort Kit, but I don't have the actual kit right now, which is going to be more for those like sensitive rosacea people. So your first order, when you order one of these kits, you'll get the bag and the 2 samples. Well, I'm sorry, you'll get the bag, you'll get the fan brush, and you'll get the spatula with your first order. Other orders other than that, now if you're doing one-off orders, you'll get the bag and spatula and fan brush every single time. If you end up subscribing to a monthly subscription, you will end up just paying for basically the products, your main products. So the 4 products that come in the kit, and then you'll get 2 of the samples. But there's no point to do every month to get a bag, another spatula, another fan brush, and so it also cuts down the price for the monthly. So one of these with no subscription, just a one-time purchase, is $110. And then if you decide that you do want to do a subscription, it's $99 a month. And so we'll pretty much package that up and send it out to you whenever it's time to send out your products so that you have them each month. They will come in these like mini sizes, so they won't be full size, so that way you can continue to get them each month and you're not like overstocked with too much product. But this will help just to kind of replenish you as you go. But other than that, that's pretty much what you get out of it. I really highly recommend doing something like this if you just really are trying to save some money but still want quality skincare, and you have an esthetician like myself who will help you determine which kit is good for you. You also can add in other products anytime, so that's just something that you would need to let me know if you're on a subscription so I can add to your order. But other than that, your kits will come like this, and you can also purchase a rose quartz stone. Like let's say you want to do your facial, you're doing your enzyme and you're doing your mask. Let's say you're like, but I really miss the massage part of it, or I really want the benefits of a massage, whether that's circulation, relaxation, whatever it is. That's something that you could also use the rose quartz and like gua sha at home, which I plan on making a video for that so you guys know how to do it at home. So if you want a full-blown facial system at home so that you don't have to come in, please check these out in my online store, trueindigospa.com. You can also message me at any time and I'd be more than happy to get you set up or answer any of your questions.
You're like, I wonder what I'm gonna look like pregnant. And then you're bloated. And you're like, wow. Mommy loves you.
Okay, this one is for my children of divorce, I guess. Did any of you guys have like a set place that you and your mom, like let's say your parents lived an hour away from each other or 30 minutes away or whatever it is, and you guys had like a set meeting place where your parents would meet each other halfway to do like the kid exchange? Did anyone else have that? Because we had that growing up, and our last drop off was probably somewhere around like a decade ago, and I still see families doing the kid exchange at the same exact spot. And the fact that we all had, like all of our parents had the same idea that this was going to be the perfect like middle ground or like halfway point. Anyway, it just made me think of those kids and kids that are still going through that, and I just wish them well and hope that they've come to terms with their parents not being together. But I know how hard that was, like being dropped off there and knowing every time I passed that location, like that is the location of when we would do this, and it was so normal then. When I look back now, I'm like, that is so weird. But anyway, does anybody else have anything like that? Am I the only one?